Bonsai masters don't talk about this Feng Shui rule, and it has nothing to do with pruning. The illusion of control. Bonsai is often described as the art of control. You wire the branches, you prune relentlessly, you decide where the tree bends, where it stops, where it grows. Over years, sometimes decades, the tree becomes smaller, tighter, more refined, and you feel a quiet pride in that mastery. But here is the contradiction most people never stop to examine. The more control you exert over a bonsai's form, the easier it becomes to ignore the one factor that determines whether that tree is energetically supportive or subtly draining. Because in Feng Shui, control does not equal alignment. Bonsai is not just a decorative art, it is compressed wood qi, growth energy, intentionally slowed, shaped, and contained. And when growth is restricted, everything else matters more. Placement, orientation, elemental support, visual messaging. For centuries, Feng Shui practitioners who worked with potted trees, including those who advised scholars, merchants, and landowning families, followed one non-negotiable principle. It had nothing to do with how dramatic the trunk looked, nothing to do with how often you pruned, nothing to do with aesthetics. It had everything to do with direction. Today, I want to show you the difference between a bonsai that is merely beautiful and what I call a functional bonsai, one that supports wealth, stability, and continuity instead of quietly reinforcing tension, stagnation, or effort without reward. This is not superstition, not symbolism for symbolism's sake. It's structure, and once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Part 1. The bonsai's directional signal. Most people look at a bonsai and see shape. A Feng Shui practitioner looks for orientation. In classical Feng Shui, every object, living or not, has a face where energy is offered and a seat where energy is supported. This applies to buildings, to furniture, and especially to living plants. For a bonsai, the face is not arbitrary. It is the most open, expansive side of the tree, where the branches extend outward, where the canopy feels welcoming, where the trunk subtly leans or flows. The opposite is the seat, denser, visually quieter, more anchored and contained. Here is the part most people miss. A bonsai is not passive decor. It is a living transmitter of wood qi, the energy of growth, development, renewal, family continuity, and benevolent wealth. And it transmits most strongly in the direction it faces. So what happens when that direction is ignored? Facing a wall, growth energy meets resistance. Facing a bathroom, vitality is symbolically drained. Facing clutter, signals become fragmented and noisy. Facing an open room or entrance, growth energy is welcomed and distributed. This is not mystical thinking. It is environmental psychology. The human nervous system reads space constantly. Direction equals intention. Openness signals permission. Obstruction signals caution. Your bonsai is sending a message continuously, even when you stop noticing it. Part 2. The 3 bonsai mistakes that quietly block growth. Mistake number 1. Turning the bonsai into an island. A common placement mistake is isolating the bonsai on a stand, centered in a room, admired from every angle. Visually elegant, energetically disconnected. The Feng Shui issue. Wood qi does not thrive in isolation. In the 5-element cycle, water nourishes wood, earth stabilizes and contains it. An island bonsai has nowhere to send its growth energy. Qi circulates inward instead of integrating with the space. The psychological effect. This mirrors effort without infrastructure, talent without resources,
growth without support. Nothing is blocked, but nothing fully develops either. Mistake number 2. Confusing struggle for strength. Many bonsai styles are dramatic by design. Windswept, literati, slanted forms under tension. They tell a story of endurance, of survival against invisible forces. And while this is artistically powerful, Feng Shui asks a different question. What happens when struggle becomes a permanent visual signal in your environment? The Feng Shui issue. You are cultivating effort qi, energy that normalizes resistance before progress. This does not destroy wealth, but it conditions the nervous system to associate growth with pressure. Especially in areas related to money or family, this can subtly reinforce overworking, delayed reward, constant effort with limited accumulation. The correction. These styles belong in spaces of focus and discipline, home offices, studies, creative zones. They do not belong in Southeast, wealth, East, family, health. Those sectors respond better to calm, upward, generous growth. Mistake number 3. Ignoring the root system. This is the most common and most damaging mistake. People obsess over leaves. They forget the soil. In Feng Shui terms, the pot and soil represent earth, foundation, nourishment, long-term support. Old, depleted soil weakens stability. Cracked pots create subconscious signals of fragility. Incompatible colors introduce elemental conflict. And here is a core Feng Shui principle. What grows above can only stabilize if what supports it below is strong. This is not symbolism, it is structure.
Part 3. The functional bonsai setup. This is not ritual, it is alignment. Step 1. Identify the true face. Slowly rotate the pot. Observe which side feels most open and welcoming. That is the bonsai's directional signal. You are not choosing, you are listening. Step 2. Create elemental support. A functional bonsai needs context. Wood, the tree itself. Water, a small clean water bowl refreshed regularly. Earth, a stable surface, stone or grounded base. No excess, no performance, just a productive cycle the nervous system reads as supported growth. Step 3. Assign a clear role. Southeast, steady wealth and expansion. East, family continuity and health. North, career direction and life path. Always allow the face to open into the room, never into confinement. Step 4. Prune with clarity, not control. Before pruning, clarify intent. I remove what weakens growth. I guide without forcing. This keeps the act aligned instead of compulsive. Step 5. Why the vase color matters. In Feng Shui, the vase, pot, is not decoration. It represents the earth element, foundation, support, sustainability, the boundary that contains growth, the way expansion is allowed or restricted. When the pot's color conflicts with the tree's needs, growth doesn't stop, it becomes effortful. And effortful growth is exactly how many people experience money and career. The best vase colors and why. Earth tones, best overall. Brown, beige, sand, clay, terracotta. Strengthen earth, support wood. Create stability and long-term growth. Ideal for wealth, family, and health. Black or very dark blue, strategic use. Water element. Nourishes wood. Excellent for career-focused bonsai. Best in the north sector. Use intentionally. Too much water without earth creates instability. White, gray, metallic, use with caution. Metal element. Metal controls wood. Can over-discipline growth. Only if the bonsai is extremely vigorous or placed in the west creativity sector. Red, orange, bright warm colors, common mistake. Fire element.
Fire exhausts wood, often correlates with fast money that doesn't stay. Avoid for wealth and long-term stability. Simple rule to remember. If the vase draws more attention than the tree, it's already too strong. The container should support, not dominate. Closing. The tree is not the point. Like the money tree, the bonsai is not a shortcut. It is a mirror. It reflects how you relate to growth, how much control you impose, whether you trust gradual development or demand instant results. Feng Shui does not manufacture wealth. It creates conditions where growth does not fight the environment. When direction, support, and intention align, effort feels lighter, and progress becomes sustainable. Your bonsai already knows how to grow. The question is whether your space allows it. And when the space changes, behavior follows. That is how Feng Shui actually works.